Hello, hello. Welcome back. Mate, I'm not muted. I did it on purpose. Don't worry, guys, don't worry. London stream still gonna be up. So no worries. Just thought I'll do an Asian stream pretty quick. Joey, it is pretty late. It's 12 a.m. now. Still gonna be awake for London, of course. Are you buying Euro USD? No, I'm not. This Asian session, it's not gonna be an everyday thing, so don't worry. London's gonna be every day as usual. No, not every day. Here and there maybe, but not every day. Just when I feel like it, I'll do it. No, I'm not selling it. What's wrong, man? What's wrong? Are you buying? No. So you're selling? No, I'm not selling. And I'm not buying. Not doing anything. Just waiting. Waiting so people can gather and we can do some analysis.
Kochani, dzisiaj troszkę cicho, ok? Bo jestem bardzo zmęczona, ok?
So I wanted to retest on CAD JP on EJ, but we didn't get one today when we broke below this. I don't know if we're gonna get a retest, but it's gonna be nice setup here. See you, good night. Have a great night. We're just getting started. Yes, I am. I'm gonna do London too. So don't worry at all. Hello, Sammy. Welcome. EJ is gonna be simple. A retest and continuation to the next zone if we do get the retest. One thing that shouldn't happen is price going to support, then coming for a retest. But I think whenever we get the retest, it's gonna be a nice one. Hello, hello, welcome, welcome. So we have a very nice breakout. Hello, you told me a lot. I trade with MACD, but your techniques have grown a lot. Great to hear that. Glad to be able to help. EJ has closed 40 pips below 4-hour support, which means the breakout is very strong. Also, which means when we get the retest, we're probably gonna have at least like 10-20 pip rejection, because this level is very strong on EJ, and I don't think we're gonna have a pullback all the way to the upside. And it makes a lot of sense a retest to continue down. That would be the best scenario here on EJ. But are we gonna get the retest? We don't know that. We don't know that. We're gonna wait. When is this trade not gonna be valid? If it does push down, then comes for retest, because that would count as a rejection, and that's when we're not gonna take the trade. But if the trade comes from the current price here for retest, definitely gonna take it. When does this gonna happen? We don't know yet, but we're gonna find out soon. Maybe London session is gonna be the one that can be in a possible chance to happen. EURUSD, so we had a nice trade today, right? This breaking retest on EU was very nice, clean. We got quick 20 pips. Not that quick, we had to wait for a bit, but finally gave us what we wanted. And then what happened? We had a break and retest on the same level, just the opposite way. So you could have caught the buys here that we did on London session and New York session. You could have caught this break and retest also. We didn't catch this, but it was a very nice setup. And New York session had some great moves. I was pretty surprised, to be honest. Okay, EA. Not gonna look at EA because it is pretty messy. UJ, just like we expected. Look at this drop, and the only thing is that it didn't give us a chance to enter here. So when we had the breakout, there was no retest. if we could have that retest, that would be great. But like we said on another session, the daily was clearly 100%, can't say 100%, but 99% bearish. So this was just a small pullback to continue down. Was pretty nice. But now we're at support. Maybe if we do break below this, we might have a chance. Okay, so I saw a good opportunity here on USD CAD, and I think we might get something here. We might get a setup. What is going to happen here is we're going to need a break above. We're going to need a break above. A 4-hour break or 1-hour breakout. The best would be to have a 4-hour breakout, and we'd have a great confirmation here. But if we don't get a 4-hour breakout, 1 hour can work out too. And we need a clean break here. On the 1 hour, the zone is a little bit higher because we have these candles that are rejecting the zone, so we can't take a trade here when we have this resistance up here unless the 4-hour closes. So on the 1 hour, if we want to take this, we need to close about 1.32020. So we just need to close above these candles on the left. That would be the perfect trade here. If it would happen on the 4-hour, it would be even better. No complaints from us if we get a 4-hour breakout. You've seen today we took EURUSD, and it was a 4-hour breakout and a 1-hour breakout. You saw how good it respected the zone. 4-hour doesn't disappoint most of the time. And it shouldn't disappoint us now either. Okay, what's happening with GBP pairs? Okay, Aussie dollar. Aussie dollar did retest this support. Wow. Didn't really expect, but apparently New York session brought some volume and the USD got some strength. Now I would like here some continuation on Aussie dollar since the 4-hour made the retest, but I see a minor zone here on Aussie dollar. I think if we do get to close above this, we can take the pullback here and continue to fill this range up here. But we'll see. Only if it does break above this. This is just a small minor zone, but when we miss the retest, in this case here, we miss the 4-hour retest, we can look how to enter by using a minor zone, and in this case we have a perfect minor zone here. We got some rejections, so this is the 4-hour retest, and we wait for this minor zone to break, we wait for the pullback, we enter on the pullback, and we go for the next zone here to fill this range. It's not necessarily to hold a trade all the way up here, but you can set a target of 10-20 pips. It depends if you're pleased with 10-20 pips, but that's gonna be how I'm gonna try to enter here on Aussie dollar. This is a very strong zone on Aussie dollar, and I don't think it's gonna be easy just to push through it. And as you can see, we already had 3 4 hour candles rejecting the support, so it's not gonna be easy. So we need to look at lower time frames to see how we can enter here. Yeah, apparently most of people thought that I am old. I'm an old man here, but guys, I'm not. I'm pretty young. Stuart, welcome Stuart. Rafael, good to hear that. Okay, I'm just gonna look if we have any trade coming, so you can just be prepared to wait for that. EuroCAD did close below the support, but it is very messy. I wouldn't trust it. I wouldn't trust it. Maybe if it does close above, I'll look for an entry, but for sells, I'm not gonna look at it. I'd rather think look for buys here. If we do close above this, then we might fill the range to the upside. Other than that, I'm not gonna look for sells. The break below, it's not good, and there's too many zones, so I'd rather prefer a bullish move here on your CAD, just like I would prefer a USD CAD, a bullish move on USD CAD too. What program you using? If you mean about this is tradingview.com, if you haven't heard before. Okay, let's take a look at the chart here. Anton sent a chart. Euro GBP daily. Anton, I don't understand why are you selling Euro GBP now? And you've sold just where the new daily candle closed. I don't understand the process behind this. What's your reason by taking this? Only because it's at resistance? And also you're using 100 pip stop loss. I think that's a hell lot of a stop loss. Too big. GBP Japanese 30-minute. Okay, daily wick fill. So you're waiting for a break below support. I don't trade lower time frames, but I guess the same thing is happening on the 1 hour too. take a look. Yeah, so I can see this small support here on GBP JPY. I just haven't been a big fan of GJ on the last few days. See this whole consolidation box is just jumping from this support to this resistance. It's been almost 3-4 times testing these two zones, and I think we should stay away until we see a clean break above this whole consolidation box here. I think that would be the best, because for now you've seen me saying that every consolidation box makes a middle zone. So in this case GJ has made a middle zone, but not only one. So it is too risky now to trade it. The best thing would be a break above, a retest to continue, or a break below. But in this case we're still ranging in between, and if we try to trade in between this range, it's going to be pretty risky. I wouldn't recommend that. I wouldn't recommend that, and I would wait for this whole consolidation box to break if you want to be in a clean trade, if you want to have a clean break and retest. Everything that you trade inside this consolidation is going to be too risky. So for me, I wouldn't take anything on GBP JPY. So this is a thing when you only trade one pair, you're gonna be able to go through these phases, you know, when you're gonna have to wait for the trade. It's gonna be a lot of waiting, maybe a day or 2 days or 3 days, who knows how much you're gonna wait, but you need to go through this, and you need to test yourself. If you want to only trade one pair, you're gonna have to know that there's gonna be time when you're not gonna have opportunities, and you're just gonna have to watch, sit and watch. So the reason why I trade more than one pair is just because if I stick to one pair, I'm not gonna have enough opportunities. EJ, it's gonna be good, but depends if we're gonna have a retest here. Okay. Now, like I said, trading GJ inside of this consolidation, I'm not gonna prefer that. Better stay out and wait for this. You need patience, 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 patience. Sooner or later, we're gonna have the breakout. It's just a matter of time. So until that comes, we have plenty of other pairs that we can look at this moment. So there's no need to rush things. Are you setting up a pending order? We can do that. We can do that if EJ doesn't come now. It all depends how it's gonna move now. If it does push the next zone, there's not gonna be a sell set up here anymore. So as long as it stays here, then comes for retest, then I'll set a pending here because it might come on London session. Who knows? And if I'm not here, then pending's gonna be. Okay, Ed, see you. Have a nice day or night. I don't know what's the time there. Let's see, maybe Asian Open is gonna bring some volume. The reason that I don't trade Asian session is because it's too late here to trade Asian session, and also it is known that there's not much volume on Asian session. We all know that, but we're gonna try today. We are going to try. Okay, you did a new chart. Let's see. Okay, so your reason for taking this is this double top. The thing is, a double top, I don't know if that can count as a confirmation, because it's just a rejection, nothing more. I mean, price can still come and test this another time, then reject, then test it another time until it breaks either to the downside or it breaks to the upside. Thing is, you need confirmation. You need confirmation to put along with these double top. Let's say you got a double top and you have support formed. You break below that support and you have the breakout, your confirmation. Also, you have this double top as a confluence if you want to use it, but for me, a double top doesn't really matter. It's just a rejection, and price can still come again and try to break that. So seeing Euro GBP, that previous chart that you sent, it looked too bullish, and it can still continue more to the upside. We might see a pullback, but this doesn't look realistic. All this drop that you expect. It's almost 200 pips or 300 pips. I just think it's not very realistic. You expect this whole move to be recovered based on what? I don't know. That's why we don't tend to predict these big moves because we don't really need them. That's why we trade zone to zone. The most that we can predict here is a break, a retest of this zone, let's say, and continuation to the next one. After this, then we can think what can else this pair can do. We can expect a, some rejections, a break, a retest, continue to the next zone. After we break this zone 2, we can wait for retest for more continuation. So you need a lot of confirmations. I was not able to buy and sell the same pair at the same time to hedge a position. When I did buy as I had sell this position open, it automatically closed. I don't know why did that happen. I have no idea. Maybe the broker had some problems, but that shouldn't happen. Anton, nothing wrong with your way of trading. I think just don't try to predict, hundreds of pips. Try to catch something. We're not, we don't need 100 pips to make money. 10 pips can be enough if you use the right risk. Benjamin, looks like you're still up too. Okay, let's see. AUD, JPY. That could be an option too, but last night we had news. This whole push was because of news. Then price recovered that whole move to the downside. I think there is more possibility that price may continue down, break this and continue down, then push up. Just because it did all this big movement to the upside, then it recovered it on the next few hours, and possibly can be maybe just a pullback to continue down. So we'll see. If you have a break above, you can't ignore that, and that probably means that we can have some continuation, but I would prefer maybe sells better here. Yeah, also the 4 hour looks like it did break below this support here. Plenty of rejections. The only thing is that the breakout is very weak. We need a better breakout here. It would make more sense, but this small candle here, it's not very convincing for me. What's your opinion on GU paired with dollar index consolidation, then a drop. No, it's not needed to correlate these pairs. There's no need. There's no need. They're all different pairs and they move by their own rules. So saying this is dropping, this should push, it doesn't make sense. Sometimes GJ with GU, they're both GBP pairs and they move the different direction. Why? Because they have different pairs with them. And for example, GJ dropped, but GU didn't. GU retraced all the way up. Why? Because it was affected by USD. So you can't trade it with correlation. I would say stay away from that. Don't try to trade pairs with correlation, because I tried that before and it didn't end up good. I tried that in the past. I don't know why, but it's strange. At this time of day, I lose my voice. I can barely talk. It is weird. Yeah, Euro dropped a lot. It did drop a lot. And USD CAD got rejected all the way up and just closed below. So maybe, I don't know if we're gonna have a break on Asian, but if we do have a break, London should give us a nice one here, and it's gonna be very, very nice. We should not miss this. I'm just afraid that it's gonna happen while I'm asleep and I can't do anything about it, because if I leave it in this position, there's nothing I can do. No pendings or anything, because if I set pendings here, price can just touch it and reject all the way down. So you need a break before setting the pendings. It's going to be a very nice trade here. A nice bullish candle here, and then a retest, and then some continuation, make a new high here, next candle should push all the way up after, make just a small pullback like it always does, and push fill the range to the upside. So let's remember this. We'll see if this is gonna happen. One day, yes I do. I wait for clear break and retest above support or below, above resistance or below support, so it depends. Okay, Euro JPY, yeah, nice. That's the same thing that I'm waiting for on EJ. The same thing I'm waiting on EJ. The breakout is perfect. We had a 40 pip push below support. Now all we need is a retest to continue down. Tom, you don't need Pro to do these fake candles. This is just a drawing. I use Zoom. Zoom has this. If you can see these options that you can use, and these are the rectangles that you can draw with them. There's plenty of options, but this is what Zoom offers. You need the Pro on TradingView if you want. Let's say if you have a big monitor and you want to split it on 4 or 5 or 6 charts at the same time, you need Pro. No, I just enter as soon as price comes at my level. If you watch the previous streams, you know that you can see how we enter. It is not very complicated. It is simple, but has details that you need to know before doing it. So some small details play a big role, and you need to know that. Drawing fake candles, you mean, Tom? You can draw fake candles on TradingView too. Just use the rectangles. Just to use rectangles. I just sold USDCHF. Why did you sell USDCHF? We need to see your chart and to see why did you do that, the reasons behind it. How about NZD/USD on daily? Looks like a daily retest to go up, but it's not clean low time frames. Let's take a look at NZD/USD. Okay, let's see. Daily, let's take a look at daily. Okay, yeah, I see what you mean. I think you mean about this resistance, this broken resistance, which now acts as support. It does look good on higher time frame on daily, but like you said, the 4 hour is not clean. Yeah, lower time frames not the same. Lots of zones in between. And on a 4 hour we have a small resistance here, and we have the next one all the way up here. So I would rather stay out from this pair right now. You know, I trade NZD/USD sometimes, but only when it gives me a clean break and retest. If it's not clean, just gonna skip it, because there's plenty of other pairs that can give me a clean setup. How do I send a chart? It's very easy. You can see this like a camera thing here, and you can go and click on that. If you go click on that, it's gonna give you see a code, and you don't copy the whole link. You just copy the code that is on at the end here. It is pretty simple. It's like a screenshot. Like that. Let's take a look if it's valid or not. Yes, Kieran, that's right. So what what's this about? What are you trying to say? Need more explanation. Let's wait and see. Kieran, it's not the way I trade, but if it does work for you, that's great. I tried to keep it simple in my side here. You see buys on GCAD, Benjamin, okay? It makes uh, it makes a lot of sense to continue up GCAD. It does make sense to continue up. The reason is because we had these rejections here, all these candles rejecting. Then we had this candle closing above, and now price created support here. We have plenty of rejections now, and it does make sense to continue to the upside after creating support here. It could have moved after the first retest, and it did move, but it was not enough. It was not enough. It was only a small move, which means we still can push to the upside. Looks like this can be next zone for GCAD to continue, but we'll see. The thing is daily. I think daily is at resistance. Okay, so a few days ago I said, or 2 days ago, I said if GCAD manages to close above on a daily, we're going to see more continuation to the upside. And the fact that we did reject this daily zone makes me think that we really might see some more bullish momentum here, some more bullish move. So we might still push more. And could this be the retest? It might be, who knows. But taking it on the daily, it's not very possible maybe, because obviously we'll have to use bigger stop loss. But what we can do here is we can go on lower time frame like 1 hour. So on the 1 hour we saw that price created support here. This would have been the entry, just so we can use that small stop loss just below here, but we missed that, so we're gonna have to wait and see. Maybe this small minor zone here, we have a few rejections, maybe this is gonna act as support if it does close above, and you can still maybe take buys to the upside there. So we'll see what happens. For now I wouldn't trade it. Kieran, we usually do London session, so Asian session was just a one-time thing. You can find us tomorrow 7 a.m. 8 a.m. GMT. No, I just scalping is my way of trading. You can go through some previous streams, just so you can have an idea what we do. You can watch maybe today's morning stream that we did on the session. We had a good trade, and you can see what we do. So we'll see. Aussie dollar, like I said, on Aussie dollar, the only thing we can do is wait for price to push above this minor zone, a retest, and continuation. Since we did miss the 4-hour level, so we're gonna have to see what happens. What if I make a sell stop on retest? What do you mean? What sell stop? Which pair? Oh, EJ. Yeah, you can set pendings on EJ if you want. It's pretty far right now, so it might take some time. You can set pendings. Yeah, if you don't have time to watch the pair, or if you're gonna be sleeping later on like me, then yeah, you can use pendings. Okay, let's see. Okay, let's see. We have a lot of news coming up. A lot of news coming up today or tomorrow. I can say today now because it's the new day. New day has come. Looks like we have some yen news here, but they're medium impact, so I don't think it's gonna have any impact. And FOMC is coming. It's gonna be an interesting day. Starting from London session, we have consumer CPI on GBP, high impact, so we're gonna have some good movement. Then we have CAD news later on, we have retail sales, we have FOMC, man, so many. We'll see. But for now, only 41 minutes yen, some yen news, so it's medium impact. We'll see. I don't really know if it's gonna have an impact. Usually the medium impact news doesn't cause any big movement, so not worried at all. But to be honest, would be good some yen news, so you can bring EJ all the way up here for a retest. Let's see, the thing is we need to see now if we have any setup, because that's what we need. We need a setup, but probably we're not gonna have any. It's gonna have to wait for another hour for price to give us a breakout, and it doesn't look like any pair. There's no signs of breakout. Yeah, probably tomorrow. Hopefully we get a retest on EJ, because if it does stay like this, even on London session, we're not gonna have any setups, which would be pretty bad. man, this is crazy. Nothing has moved at all for an hour. 1 hour and no movement at all. I feel now people who trade Asian. Rock, paper, scissors. Okay, I found something here. Looks like you can play the game here. So let's see. I'm gonna choose rock. Okay, I lost. Okay, round 2. Now I win. Scissors. Okay, I lose. 2-1. Okay, this is a tie. Another tie. Another loss. Another win. Okay, another loss. Man, this thing is beating me. Okay, I'm leaving this. I mean, how can you beat that? Okay, let's see. I think it's not much happening. So, I'm probably gonna go now. Looks like it. Asian session, not fun at all. But gonna be prepared for the London session. What can we expect? A retest on EJ? Most likely. We'll see if it does push to the next zone. This is next support. I'm gonna skip it. I'm not gonna take it. We need price to stay at this level. A retest, then continuation. So for now, it's nothing happening. Have a nice day. See you. Have a good night, not day. Maybe day to some people. But see you. I'm gonna have to go now. See you London session. London session as always gonna be there. And we'll take some trades. I just installed Call of Duty. I'm gonna test it.